Have you ever wondered how to set up your own eBay account so that you can make some money in 2020? Then you've come to the right place. So you know what? Let's get started. If this is your first time on this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe and ring the bell for notifications to get all of my new content first. My name is Christopher, and this is Dragon Value Home. This is where I'm growing with you, and we're mastering flipping from A to Z so that we can maximize our potentials and go from zero to hero, where we together are learning and earning and growing in the online world of reselling for profit. Today I'm going to show you the steps that are involved in getting started in eBay today. I have a question for you though. How much experience do you have selling online? And if you'll just answer that down in the comment section, and let's chat about it a little bit. Anyway, also stick around to the end of this video because throughout I'm going to have pro tips. All right, now first things first you need to do is register for an eBay account and just go to their website and sign up for a new user's account. It's really easy to do this. You can use either your Facebook or your Google account to do it very, very, very fast. Well, once you've signed up for that eBay account, just check your inbox for a welcome email. After that, you set up a PayPal account because that's the way that eBay is going to pay you for your sales. And it's like an online bank account. You just sign up and then you get it verified through your bank account so that you can transfer funds back and forth between that online account. But this is how eBay pays you. And you know what? I love to be paid. I don't know about you, but I really like that part. Just a little caveat to that. In the future, there may be some changes with eBay and how they pay out. There is a test pilot that's going on right now that some eBay sellers are using, is that they keep the money in escrow for you. And it's the same kind of process as PayPal, but they're going to handle that process and basically cut PayPal off. Well, go figure. You think they want to make some money? I think so. Okay, after you've got all those accounts verified, is after you've got all that done, and you need to get some feedback, ratings. So I suggest to you purchasing just a few items, see how it works out for you. And that feedback system is the way that eBay rates you, and others purchasing or selling to you rate your trust. How they trust you is very, very important on eBay because the whole entire community is based on that rating system. So continue to build your feedback. That is going to be immensely helpful to you in your selling career on eBay. Okay, the very next step is that you need to find things to sell. You can't do this without selling something, by the way. Look for personal items that you have around the house that, perhaps you don't want anymore, or, you find that may be valuable and you can sell them fairly quickly, because turnover is going to be key for you when you're starting, is try to get things out of your hands and into other people's hands so that you can make some money. You can also ask friends for their items that they don't want, and you can sell that on eBay also. And look at things like thrift stores and yard sales. Yard sales are a very popular area to find inventory. There are so many sourcing opportunities that that's a whole nother topic, and that's a video just waiting to happen. Okay, all right. Step 4, you need to research that item. When you have a particular item, you want to look it up on eBay and see what it's selling for. I mean, nothing worse than you selling it too low or too high, because I promise you, if you sell it too low, it's going to go quick. And if you sell it too high, well, you know what? You're going to hang on to it for a minute. You're going to hang on to it for weeks on end. And that's not what it's all about. Okay? All right. Pro tip. This can be easily done with a filter in your eBay account or the eBay app. You can look it up and see what the comps are. That means what's comparable to everybody else selling online in that space with that item. All right, step 5. You want to ensure that you're very descriptive in your titles. You get about 80 characters to describe your item. Okay, so use them all very well. If you need help, just go ahead and look how other people are titling their items and kind of get a sense of what works and what doesn't work. And it's going to be trial and error at first, but trust me, it'll start coming to you really fast. And you just want to also make sure that you are honest about the condition of the item. Are there any scuffs or chips or anything like that? So describe that too. If there's any flaws, please, I behoove you to make sure that you're honest and upfront, because it will save you time. And I promise you, you don't want to have problems like that in the future, because people will return stuff and tell eBay that it wasn't described properly, and then you get into a whole nother mess. Okay, along the same lines, it's good to take clear, crisp photos. I can't stress that enough. I promise you. You know what? I've looked at eBay things, and you know what? Something looks or sounds pretty good, and then I look at the pictures and I go, oh my goodness, that's horrible. I don't know what's on it. I can't see it. Next. Poor quality photos. I said that slow on purpose. It's very, very important. Okay. All right. So take about 4 or 5 of those shots, different angles, show the flaws, and be concise. Hang in there. Do the right thing, and it will help you in the long run. I promise. Okay. Now, by the way, I suggest starting selling the items buy it now. That's a type of listing in eBay that's popular. And you know what? Start selling it that way with the buy it now, because other options can become complicated, like auctions, and sometimes your items won't be looked at, and they'll be sold very cheaply, and you won't get the price that you want, and it can be very difficult. So I suggest you use like the KISS factor. That's keeping it simple, superstar. And just remember that you're going to get more complex as things go on. So don't be in a rush. Please don't be in a rush to do all that kind of stuff. You just want to make sure that you have the best experience possible, and just take one step at a time. Okay, and always review your listing before you post it on eBay, because I promise you, eBay and everyone else reading those descriptions, they're not going to be very forgiving if you make a mistake. So please look at that listing before you post it, and then when you're all done, you feel comfortable with it, post it up. And you know what? Just go ahead, and all those steps that I just brought to your attention, just go ahead and wash, rinse, and repeat for every other item that you want to add to your inventory list in eBay. List as many items as you feel comfortable with. There are some limitations to that. We'll be discussing that here in just a minute. But I would suggest that, just take 1, maybe 2 items and go ahead and do that. And trust me, go slow, learn the process, and then you'll pick up. I promise you'll pick up speed, and everything will be doable. All right, step number 6 is learning how to ship. This can be a huge learning curve. I don't know about, it was for me. Shipping, it took a long time for me to get down with that system. But also take a look at understanding that it is a learning curve and how to price things, ship items, pack items. You know, those are all very important things. And as soon as your item is sold, you know, pro tip here, you know, ship as soon as possible, because people are accustomed to having quick shipping times. Think about it. You know, Amazon's, you know, they promise 2 days. Well, a lot of people have that expectation. So as soon as your item sells, ship it out as soon as possible. And, you know, also, I've seen a lot of sellers, new sellers, that have lost a lot of money because they didn't understand how to ship or know that they could print the postage labels at home. And also, don't forget to weigh your packages, because the way you ship your items, they are based on weight and sizes. So get to know those really well. And for myself, I use a postal scale, you know, something, you know, that's just like this. This is a 50-pound scale. It's very cheap. You can find it on Amazon for about 20 bucks. I've got the listing down in the description. You know, if you need this kind of item, I tell you what, it's probably the best 20 bucks I've ever spent when it comes to shipping, because it's helped me save me a lot of money. All right. This is pro tip time. Just FYI, at the United States Postal Service, anything that is under 1 pound, you can send via first class mail, which is really good. The rates on them are really good. And anything over 1 pound, you have to send priority, which, you know what, it increases the shipping cost. So you want to make sure that you weigh your items so that you can gauge what the shipping cost will be. Also, you need to understand the difference between shipping types, i.e. first class, priority shipping, and flat rate boxes, and then again to include, you know, how to pack those items. Like I said, I know this can be really overwhelming, you know, but the learning curve, it's not that great, but you can't learn unless you do. So I suggest to you, start right now. And I promise that you'll learn quickly. And eBay has a lot of resources to, you know, give you the best possible education so that you can move forward in your eBay selling career. Okay, along those lines, never go, please, never go to the post office to purchase shipping items like tape, padded envelopes, or boxes. It'll cost you an arm and a leg. You'll lose money before you make money. Okay, so with that said, there are so many cheaper options to purchase, to everything to printed direct shipping costs from eBay. And you know what, by the way, this is a topic that will be covered in a future video, I promise. At first, eBay may limit you to how many items you can sell at one time. Starting off, I believe it's 10. And then with these restrictions, they don't last very long. You can always, you know, sell 10 items and then, you know, call up eBay customer service and ask them, you know, hey, look, I'm doing very well. I'm selling 10 items at a time. Can I get an increase? And they'll be more than happy to give you an increase. And then they'll go up to 50 items without any listing fees. That's the great thing. When you're first starting out, you don't even have to consider listing fees. And I promise you that could be a deal breaker for a new eBay seller. Okay, because that's just another cost incurred while you sell your items. So, pro tip, go ahead and try to calculate these costs in advance in relationship to your item and how much you're wanting to profit from, because I promise you these fees will cut into those profits. And you know what, it's always best to be proactive than to go find out what happened. I ain't got no money. Okay, I promised. Look, Pro tip: always provide customer service the best of your ability, and remember that your reputation, that is your biggest and best asset on eBay. I promise. Okay, so if you want eBay and it presents a fantastic selling opportunity for anyone who's willing to have the experience, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and ring the bell notification if you haven't already done so, to ensure that you get all the new content that I post weekly. And don't forget to like this video and leave a comment or a question below in the comments. And you know what, as always, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.